Hello, welcome back to Melissa. I'm Melissa. Welcome back to Color All the Things. Lord have mercy. It's gonna be one of those days, guys. All right, I'm back. I'm um, working on the last bit of Romantic Country, the second tale, the Easter page. It's almost Easter. We gotta get this done. We gotta get it done. Come on. All right. So not too much left. For not too much left, I have a whole slew of pencils here. Oh, let's see. I sharpened everything except for my little white pencil because I forgot about it. I forgot about the baby white. I love it. My husband always seems to text me when I'm trying to record, and I'll just hit OK. I'll hit record. Oh, geez, and here comes a true green guy. Anyway, so my husband's just texting left and right. I did notice that I forgot to put something in here, so I'm just going to zoom in. Let's just do it. Let's just finish it. Let's do it. Do it. So I'm going, whoa, that's black raspberry. I need the espresso. Oopsies. So I'm going in with the colors of our table. So espresso, the PC 1099, and then light umber, PC 941. And then the putty beige. And there's our thing. And that is the only time we're going to use these. I'll have all the pencils listed down below. Maybe not all the only time. We'll see. So I'll have all the pencils listed down below. Let's go ahead and do this little flame here. So let's take I'm taking just the colors that I've already done. So permanent red, PC 122. A nice little red base going. I'm going to do the orange, which is PC 918. And then the Canary Yellow, PC 916. Got a little flame. Nice little flame. I'm going to assume it's a white candle, so I'm going to take Cool Gray 50% PC 1063. I'm just going to, oops. I was looking where the shadows go. Again, right side of the window, middle of the window, right side shadow. So a little bit of the 30%, then I'm going to come back in 20% Cool Gray PC 1060 and just kind of do that, just a hint of a shadow. Hint. Now we're going to do the base, which is going to be our grays. So we're going to add in the 90% Cool Gray PC 1067. Now the shadow is going to be right about here because the candle's sitting on it. And then, so that was 90%, this is 50%. Cool Gray. I've had a lot of people comment that are following along, and that is awesome. Be sure to tag me on Instagram or do the hashtag Romantic Easter. So I can see your finished works and comment and like and share and all that fun stuff. So I'm just cycling through the dark to light. Sneeze. Ooh, that one came out of nowhere. I wanted to do a recording on Monday, but oh my God, I had such a raging headache. And honestly, I have another one today. All I want to do is like sleep and close my eyes. But I want to finish this for you guys. I really, really want to finish this for you guys. So here I am. So if I mess up and I don't name a color or I forget to say something that I'm doing or something, please forgive me. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take the 50% cool gray and just do right here on the paintbrushes. There we go. And then I'm going to take these and I'm going to do like the caps and stuff on all of the ink bottles. This doesn't have a cap, but I'm going to assume it's got like a little thing down here. And again, left side of the window gets left side shadows. Right side gets right side shadows. Easy peasy. Chicken greasy. Let's see, let's go over to these up here. Little ink wells. Oh, that sneeze really got me. I'm on some new medication and it's not sitting well with me. But it's going to switch again in 3 months, so I don't know. I hate switching. So I used to be with CVS Caremark, and now it's with Optum RX. I hate switching prescription companies because then they switch, they have different tiers and, what was tier 3 or 1, I don't know which way it goes, but what was generic for one company isn't generic for another, which is, I think, stupid. I don't understand. Like my last medication was so generic, it didn't have a brand name. It was only the name of the medication. Okay, let's see. That's it on... I'm debating. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this too. So let's do the flame first. So take our red, orange, and yellow. I forgot there was another one up here. So again, we're taking the permanent red, the orange. Let's see if I can pull this down a bit. It's supposed to be partially cloudy all day, but the sun was out just a minute ago. Oh, my kid ate banana at my desk. There's a banana piece. Alright, so flame, done. Let's take our 50% cool gray and our 20% cool gray. I'm really going to try not to pull any more colors if I can help it. Right side shadows. And then the 20% here. I was watching Sammy, Color and Chat with Sammy. She went live yesterday, which was awesome. I haven't seen her go live in a while. I'm going to pull back in the 90% and start coloring this. She hasn't gone live in a while. And it was nice to see her. She was coloring in Romantic Country. I don't remember which tail. I had to turn her off because I was starting to eat dinner. But she was doing with polychromos, and I don't know how she was doing it because I have terrible trouble coloring in romantic country with polychromos. So I'm very curious. So this is going to be all kind of shadowed, so I'm going to keep it kind of dark under here. Like heavy pressure dark. A little bit of shadow down here. Let's see. Go over to the 50%. Now I'm going to try to do something with this flame that actually gives a little bit of light to the area. Just because completely ignoring it would be kind of silly. I don't know what I'm doing, so if it looks funky, I apologize. Let's actually take the 50% here. Like I said, I'm really trying hard not to pull out any other colors than what we currently have. And then I'm just going to kind of do this. I'm going to go this way just for a little bit. Back over to the 90%. Back to the 50%. Keeping it kind of light. I'm experimenting. I don't know what I'm doing. So, kind of went like a pewter silver color thing here. So here with the 10%, 20%, not 10. Oops. Oopsies. I started playing Elder Scrolls Online, which is really taking up a lot of my time. I got Rita Berman's new book, the Under a Microscope in the Land, and then I yesterday I got my husband put me on one of his credit cards, and I got the card in the mail. And so I was like, normally you have to like call an 800 number. So there you go. There's that. Let's do some green stuff here. Normally you have to call an 800 number. Apple Green PC 912, and can't really see too much anymore, but Spring Green PC 913. But usually you have to call an 800 number and get it set up, right? Or so I thought. But it didn't come with a sticker on it that said, to activate the card or whatever. So my husband was like, oh, just, go buy something under $10 and see if it works. So I went to Book Depository and bought the Under the Sea one by Rita Berman. So, got that coming. Let's take our Canary Yellow, PC 916, do some yellow, pretty yellow. Let's take our orange. Ooh, I almost threw that. Let's take our orange here and just put in some nice decorations. Let's take our orange down here to these inkwells now. And let's just do that. I put the shadow on the wrong side. I told you I was going to do that one of these days, and I did it. Let's take our white, which is the PC 938. Let's take our yellow. Let's try the shadow on the right side this time. The correct side, not the right. Left side. Are you okay, Zoes? And then white. Let's take the green here. The apple and then the spring. Let's just do something kind of sweet with this. Kind of sweet. Maybe leave those dots white. And then let's just take the 20% cool gray. Just a little bit of a shadow here. Let's take the 90% cool gray. Let's kind of define that a little bit better. It's not turned on yet. Let's actually take the yellow here. There we go. Let's take our true blue, the PC 903. Let's just make us a feather, a pretty feather. Let's flick it. I always flick my feathers. Are you a feather flicker? I like flicking. Flicking is fun. Let's actually do a green cup here. Again, I'm really trying hard not to pull any more colors. Just using what I've got already pulled. And this is kind of how you do a limited palette type coloring too. Darken up that spring green right here. Is you take a certain amount of colors and then you sprinkle them. Try to not have them next to each other. And that's how you do limited palettes. It's pretty fun. Sometimes I hate limited palettes. I mean, no offense to anybody. Let's take the red, the permanent red, and just do a nice little red flower. I'm actually going to take the green up here to one of these patches. Sometimes I really hate limited palettes, but other times it really challenges you to try and figure out how best to use it. Maybe the next one I'll do a limited palette. That should be fun. Take our yellow here, do some polka dots. Oh, let's take our true blue. Do another patch. And instead of pulling out another darker pencil, I'm using one pencil with varying pressure and thus getting the dark to light. And then you take your white and you go over the lighter areas, reinforcing that. Let's take the pink. Let's take the blush pink 928. Do some pink triangles. I'm gonna have to turn on my light if it gets any darker. All right, so let's take our Lilac PC 956. Let's go over here. Get us an inkwell. Again, dark on one side, light on the other. Take your white and reinforce the light. Let's take our, no, I've already done yellow. Let's take our blue, our true blue. Again, dark on one side and lighten up. And then, go back and adjust to how far you want to go. Take your white, reinforce that highlight. What other color do I need? I need a green, so let's take our spring green. Again, dark on one side, like really heavy pressure, then lighten up and take your white and reinforce that highlight. Pink. So the pink, sorry, my husband's texting me. We're going back and forth on what furniture we're gonna get rid of. So there's that. Let's see, what else? We have, oh, we've got this little thing right here. I'll take my Putty Beige, which is the PC 1083. Take my Putty Beige. Just a little bit here. Lighten it up as I go. Pretty heavy pressure and then lighten. You're not going to see too much of that. So let's see, let's take the cool gray, 50%. Let's do a shadow down here. So all of my, I use palette paper instead of a wooden palette or anything like that. My palette paper has a gray tinge to it. It's to help the colors pop. So that's why I'm doing it like this instead of making it brown. All right. Oh, I've got another feather over here. Let's do another true blue feather. And we're going to flick the feather. So flicky flick. Kind of make sure it's dark along this edge here. And then flick out. And then take the white. Keep those nice highlights while also blending it in so you don't have quite so many streakies. There you go. So, what I decided for... Oh, shoot, I've got this down here. You know what? You know what? You know what? Let's do the brown. No, no. Stop. Let's do... Alright, so let's do black raspberry, raspberry, and henna. So PC9 or PC1095, PC1030, and PC1031. So the same as the witchy hat. So we're gonna it's gonna be this, this, and that. So let us begin. So I'm gonna take the black raspberry. Remember, I wasn't sure if I was gonna take that raspberry, take that color combo anywhere else, but I really like it. I think it works really well. Hi, Pumpkin Pie. You gonna go play outside? And henna. Oh, kids. And then I'm gonna take my white. Just kind of maintain a little bit of a highlight here. So black raspberry. I'm just gonna actually pull that all the way out. Oh goodness, it's one of those days. So black raspberry, kind of let that taper out. And then I'm going to take my white. White does a lot to blend. It does a lot to smooth out, to keep highlights. So if you do it heavy-handed, you can't go in and mess with that. Just FYI. I'm going to take henna just by itself. And come out. Start heavy. And lighten up. The same over here. In and out and in and out. That's all this kid does. You can't have that TV show over here by my recording, okay? Okay. Thank you. That's all I need is to get this dinged for copyright. So I'm going to take my white and just blend that in. So nice and soft. And now I'm going to take my raspberry. And just come out from the center. Happy little doily. And incoming. So So I'm going to take my white with the raspberry there. There, nice little doily done. Let's go over to here. I'm going to take the lightest one, which is the henna, and I'm going to go all over. Light to light medium pressure. You see I've got it way far back, so it's not going to be heavy. What I want is a good, because I'm going to do like a plaid type thing with this. So just make sure there's henna all over. Make sure it's everywhere. So then we're going to take the raspberry. Let's see. Let's take the raspberry down this way. And do a light to light medium layer over the henna. Make sure it's as even as you can make it. That will help. So that's the raspberry. Now we're going to take the black raspberry and do one line this way. Again, light to medium light. In some sections you may have to press just a little bit harder because now we've got 2 layers. So when you go over the raspberry, you might have to press a little harder. And do the bottom line here. Okay, I'm currently wearing plaid. I tend to like plaid. There's the black raspberry, right? Now we're going to take the henna again, and this time we're going to do like a medium application. So medium to a medium heavy application of henna on this upper line. And that is how you plaid. Now I'm going to take the 50% cool gray and do some shadowing under here. You're probably going to have to do medium to medium hard pressure to get over all of those layers. So there you go, some shadowing. Let me actually pull the 90. Just there we go, just a little bit. This is why I'm doing a light pressure. Because that 90% can get pretty dark. There we go. There you go, nice shadow. So we're going to do kind of similar on the window dressing. First, let's do across the top here. Oh, I'm going to have to spin it. I'm spinning it. Hi, Pumpkin Pie. Is it just so boring outside?
No, I went.
Oh, you know what?
A towel to lay on.
Okay, you can go get a towel to lay on like you're sunning. I meant to do this. So black raspberry. And the raspberry. And the henna. Henna. Cool. And we're actually just going to do the same thing. I was thinking about it while I was doing this. It's like, oh, what am I going to do? No, we're just going to do this. That's it. Keep it simple. This is already a very, very, very busy page. I've seen some really nice ones lately. I don't think I inspired him to do that page, but all right, well, you have fun laying outside in the sun, okay? Oh, boy, you're just going to have a good old day today, aren't you? You're just going to have a good day today, aren't you? Yeah. A relaxing day in the sun. And the white. Sounds perfect, sweetie. You enjoy yourself. I'll call you when it's lunch.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes she's just too dang cute. Oh, Sammy's live. All right, so, you know what? Part of me just wants to ignore these lines, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and do left side shadow, right side shadow, and that's just what we're going to do. I'm going to ignore those lines. So I'm going to take the black raspberry. Got some patches in there, which give it some interest. You can take the black raspberry as far as you want. Just remember to taper it out. You can always come back and put more color in. It's much harder to take color out. Just keep that in mind. You can put it in. Taking it out's a little more difficult. I hope everybody's enjoyed this. From the comments, it seems y'all have. If you have any suggestions for the next one, just let me know. Pop them in the comments. I'll be sure to read them. I hope I've responded to everybody. If I haven't, I apologize. Oh, I better go help her. I'll be right back. All right, I had to help her set up her her blanket. Still doing the black raspberry. She's gonna go sunning now. She had to take off her shoes, but she's still wearing her socks and her coat. Because it's not quite that warm out yet. It's gonna hit 70 today. And watch out for the end. I usually flick up at the edge. Otherwise it gets hard and you end up like catching and you can break your pencil if you're not careful. Done that before. And just go and kind of make sure there's kind of a nice fade. Kind of dark on the edge. A nice fade out. I have a question for you guys. How many of you guys are layer junkies? And what I mean is, how many of you can just sit there and layer for hours and be content? And how many just have to like get the color down and don't have the patience, I guess? Because it does take patience. Let me tell you, there are some times where I'm layering, I'm like, oh my God, is it ever going to end? But then I love the results. So that's what keeps me going. Is I end up loving the results of lots of layers. And I consider doing this, what I'm doing now, where I'm fiddling with it, lots of layers. So even though I'm only using 3 pencils, I still consider this layering like crazy. So I'm taking the raspberry. I'm going to pull the raspberry pretty far out. Far out, man. So I really want that color to meld and be nice and play well and all that. Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, she's sitting at my window going do 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 do. If she doesn't leave me alone, I can't finish this. And if I don't finish it, she can't have lunch. She just has to wait longer. I don't think she understands. I've explained it like 3 times. But the more I have to pause and get up and do stuff and do other stuff, the longer it takes me to finish this recording and the longer it takes for her to get her lunch. And she goes, okay, and toddles off. And then like 5 minutes later, she's back and I have to tell her again. She's like, oh yeah. Oh, kids. There was something happening at the bus stop the other day. Not at the bus stop, but at the house across from the bus stop. There was like police tape. There were no less than 8 cop cars, 2 unmarked cars, one of which being a detective, well, a pair of detectives, 2 ambulances, and 1 EMS. I have no idea what was going on. I can't find anything on the local news about it. The police blotter, I can't find anything. Like, it's this dead hole of like information, and I just, like, was there a burglary? Was I don't know. There was police it was crazy. And so we were asking I'm switching over to Henna now. My neighborhood has a Facebook group, and so, somebody asked like, hey, I don't want to be like too nosy, but what's going on? I heard, there's an area not close to here, but it's still on the north side of town that has had some recent break-ins, and they were like, is this related? Trying to figure out, should we be worried? Should we, triple check our doors are locked at night for a while, or what? And whoever runs, I don't even know who runs. I think I know who runs the Facebook group for the neighborhood, but they deleted the post. I was just like, seriously? We can't even ask what's going on in our own neighborhood? Which kind of ticked me off. But I can't find anything on it, and that's really weird. Like, you would think I could look up the Raleigh police blotter and at least find out, what type of call was sent out. I haven't found anything. It's like this black hole of information, and that just seems weird to me. At the very least, even with the detectives involved, you would think there would be something. At least the initial call, right? I'm digging this. It's nice and simple. Nice, easy background. And those eggs really pop off of this color here. It's kind of a neutral color, and so the eggs are really popping. I do find that the tree is getting just slightly lost. But just slightly. It's okay. I think it'll be fine. I won't go too much darker than this. Let's see. I'm going to go up this way just to kind of help that. There we go. So that's what we're doing. I like it. Now back with the black raspberry on this side. And because it's on this side, we're going to do right side shadows. And then I think I'll take white gel pen, do some gel pen work. And then we'll just be done, which will be so awesome. Awesome sauce. And then my next color along, I don't know when that will be. I'm closing on a house in the day after Easter. And then, I'll be getting that house ready to move into. I'm moving in June, so I don't know. Like maybe May, assuming I don't have a whole lot. I don't know, because we're going to like split time. Oh, it's horrible. I hate just the idea of splitting time between houses, but my daughter was so upset at just the idea of leaving the school early and doing the last 2 months at a new school that I just couldn't bear to do it to her. So and I finally talked to my landlord. She called and she was like, "Oh, are you going to buy the house?" I'm like, no. She was a little upset until I explained to her that, cause she was like, "Oh, you could have come to me if the appraisal came out too high." I said, and I would have if the discrepancy was something like $10,000 or less. Absolutely, I would have came and said, "Hey, we really can only afford this, but it's appraising for this, and is there something we can work out?" I said, "But the appraisal was $50,000 more than what we could afford." I said, "There was no way that I was going to come to you and say, 'Hey, can you knock $50,000 off the price of your home?' So that's not fair to you." I said, "And the price is only going to go up as we get into the huge buying season, into spring and summer over here. 'Cause that's when everybody moves." I said, "That's just not fair." She goes, "Oh yeah, I see your point." It's like, so yeah, I bought another house. I bought a house and I will not be renewing my lease. So that was an awkward conversation, to say the least. So now moving into the raspberry, because I wasn't gonna say anything to her until we closed on the house. I knew for sure. I knew for sure that there wasn't going to be any issues with the house. So I ended up telling her a little sooner than I wanted to, but that's all right. And then I was like, if there was an issue, we would have seen about renewing the lease or something like that. And my husband's like, "Well, wait, renewing the lease was an option?" So he's worried about his commute to work. which I understand. You know, nobody wants to be sitting in a car for a long time every day. But the area we're moving to is excellent. The price of the house for the square footage is more than we could get anywhere else. Unless we move further out. We get, you know, community pool, greenways, walking distance to schools. I mean, all this really great stuff. And he's worried about an extra 15-minute commute. And I'm kind of like ticked at that. I'm going in with the henna now. I'm kind of like upset about that because, you know, he's like moping now. And we close on the house on Monday. And so I'm like, seriously? 15 minutes is not that big of a deal. And he was like, well, we could move to Cary. And I'm like, look, Cary is stupid overcrowded. I mean, there's just an insane amount of people that live in Cary. I said, so there's no guarantee that your commute is going to be any better in Cary than will be in the city we're moving to, or in the suburb we're moving to. I'm just like, seriously? He was like, well, you know, the people at work, they only take, a lot of them live in Cary, and they only take like 35 minutes to get to work. I said, yeah, and they don't even show up until 9 o'clock, so they've missed rush hour. You leave the house at 7:30. I said, you know, if you want to start going into work later, sure, you know, have at it. Your commute will be less. You'll get down to the 35-40-minute commute. I said, but if you keep up the time that you keep going in, which is rush hour, you know, 7:30, 8 a.m., you know, then no matter where we move, you're still going to run into that time issue. Okay. Enough bitching in the kitchen. I'm going to take my Jelly Roll white. I'm going to activate it here, make sure it's going. And then I'm going to start doing some stuff with it. So I'm going to take some white here. Take some here. Now the Jelly Rolls I have found are more transparent than some of the other white gel pens. So I've also got Posca, Uniball, and Jelly Roll. I prefer the Jelly Roll just because it is a little more transparent, so you can still see some of the line, but not like all of it. I'm just going to go around here and pop in some highlights where I feel they would do some good. Now, you can do this if you want or not. That is entirely up to you. I'm not really a big white gel pen fan. Like that's not a thing I normally do a lot of. So this is kind of out of my comfort zone a little bit. Just as a heads up. But I think it does add some fun and some depth and dimension to the images. I always find with white gel pens that you can't. Oh, I'm running low. Is it coming out? There we go. I had a little issue there. kind of have to like feather it because it won't go all at once, and especially not over Prismacolor. That seems to be the biggest issue I've found, is going over Prismacolor. It does not like it because it's so waxy. So just beware of that. You gotta let it dry before you can go over it with anything. Like if I wanted to take the colors and then go over it, I'd need to let it dry. So just beware of that. I'm gonna add a lot of depth, because then it really, oh, I'm not even, I'm not in shot. Shame on me. So then it just adds something, you know. Je ne sais pas. Is that what that? I don't speak French. So it just adds a little something special, you know? A little something extra to the picture. So you just put your highlights where you think you need them or want them. You don't have to put them everywhere like I'm doing right now. I'm going nutso with this, just FYI. I don't normally put this much on. But I'm curious. Like, I see people do it all the time. I'm like, oh my god, that looks amazing. And then I never do it. So guess what I'm doing this time? Oh, you know what I forgot? The lids on those little things. Let's do that. See, I tried doing a straight line. It just didn't do it. All right, let's take our 90% cool gray. Do that. You always find something. Without fail, 50% cool gray. Without fail, you always find something. Be careful, don't stick your hand in the wet gel pen. There we go. Excellent. I'll get my gel pen going again. All right. Let's see. But yeah, this is not typical of me to do this much highlighting. I'm going to leave that alone. Let's see. Let's start over here. This is way out of my comfort zone, y'all. I hope you appreciate it. I hope it comes out nice. I'd feel really bad if it looked terrible. But it's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. I should probably also do some on the tree. Especially right in front of the window. Oh, and we should do the window lines too. Not everywhere on the tree, just here and there. Just enough to give it a little oomph of something, something. Come on. This is also a pretty old one, so I may need to get another. Got like 5 or 6, so I need to grab another one. That's okay. I'll get one next time I use a gel pen. There you go. That's some nice highlights on the tree. Let's keep going with the eggs over here. I'm going to try to keep my hand out of the gel pen everywhere else. Come on, Melissa, get on the line. That's my other problem, is I have a hard time following the lines. Just like, lines, lines. Oh, come on. This gel pen dries much faster than I think the Posca pen does. You see I'm having troubles with it. Again, this is an older pen. I don't use them often enough to really keep them flowing. Let's see. And if you don't want to do this, don't do this. You can skip this. It's fine. Nobody's going to get mad at you. I'm not going to come by and be like, oh my God, you didn't follow my color along to the T. How dare you? I don't care. Don't ever think, you know what, if it works for you, do it. If it doesn't, do what works for you. Do what makes you happy. Always, always, always do what makes you happy. And what makes me happy is this. Alright, I'm gonna back it out here. So, here you go, y'all. Let's put that up. Get rid of some of that glare. So, here is our Easter in Romantic Country. Yay! Thank you guys so much for joining me, for following along. We got it done in what, 7 parts? That's not too bad. Got a gorgeous picture here just in time for Easter. You can send it away, frame it, or just hang on. Oh, we've got a. I have to. Oh, get one of my pens here. I have to date and sign it always. So 3/28/18 mm. Always, I have to. I started doing that. Gosh, with my very first picture. So not too bad. Excellent. So don't forget. Okay, Lord have mercy, there were bees. She was scared. Okay, so we're done. Don't forget, tag me, hashtag Romantic Easter if you follow me on Instagram. Everything, all the links all the way back to the first one is down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know that you did this and where to find it. If you don't do Instagram, which is fine. Not everybody does. I've got a yellow down here. See? Again, you're always forgetting something. So there you go. So I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much. I have really, really enjoyed this. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Happy coloring.